Alright, Pokemon, but I have to use a monkey. So first I'll return to Monk, by the way. This is what the whole series is about. I'm gonna beat this whole game with a monkey, Mankey. And yes, I made this whole challenge because of that one joke from Smosh like 9 years ago. First rival fights, well, low kick to Snivy. There's nothing too interesting about him. Like you, not too interesting really. Batman, where's Porloin? Alright, Charon time, and well, I have Karate Chop on a Mankey. Yeah, his Pokemon didn't last too long. Alright, next up is Roxanne. I worked up because I know I can one-shot him with Return. Then I use Return to one-shot her Coughing. Next up is her Whirlipede. Return brings it to red, but she's going to Vanish Shock, almost kill me. She heals. I use Work Up as she heals, and Return one-shots her Whirlipede. Alright, next up's Bird. I use Return, but I almost killed this while doing another Return takes it out. Next up, Annie hits me with the Razor Leaf as Return brings it to half. They use a Berry. Return takes it out to that. Rock Polish to outspeed me. Use Rock Polish to outspeed me. Yep. That was weird. But yeah. Next up, I fight Bird again, return 2 shots to Swaloon as I went for a work up to set up on him. And then I eventually do take him out of. He was a harder fight, I'll give him that. Alright, next up's Colress. He leaves off Magnemite, which paralyzes me always because it lives with Sturdy. I take it out with another Brick Break after I get hit with the Magnet Bomb. Then Clink, it charges and Gear Grinds, but I one-shot it with the Brick Break. Next up's Elisa. I work up as she hits me with Volt Switch. Next up is her Flappy. Brick Break brings it to Charge Up, brings it to red. The Volt Switch brings it to 14. I get paralyzed, Volt Switch takes me out. Alright, I'm back at level 40. I use Work Up as she uses Volt Switch. Then I go for a Return to one-shot Flappy, but I unfortunately get paralyzed. Next up is her Streak. Mulga goes down to Return at the end. And for some reason, she's a Persona on Mulga, take me out. That was so bad to listen to, but fuck it, we're going with it. Yeah, Rude's up next, but with my new Ice Punch, he gets to get it easily. Next up's Clay. I one-shot his Croc Rock with the Brick Break. Then Sand Slash next. It eats Ice Punches. I freeze it. Then I start going for Ice Punches. I went for Brick Break to see if it did more damage to take it out. Last up Exegdrill has to do a Metal Claw. I barely don't kill with the Brick Break, and he takes me out of Rock Slide. Alright, I'm back a few levels higher. I Brick Break, one-shot his Croc Rock. Ice Punch brings his Sand Slash to half, or under half this time. Notice Ice Punch takes it out. Last up is Exegdrill, has to do Metal Claw, but this time Brick Break one-shots. Next up is Skyla, and she immediately outspeeds and kills me with Heart Stamp. Next up, alright, I'm back at it again. Ice Punch one-shots her thing this time, but this time responds me out a few Air Slashes. Then, for the next up, I was able to freeze Swan after about to get hit with the Feather Dance. I freeze it, then I use Ice Punch again, she starts roosting. I freeze it twice in one fight. She heals, and then I start Ice Punching it down, I eventually do take it out. And last up, Skarmory, which goes down to 2 Fire Punches. Alright, next up is the Hugh rival fight. And well, Ice Punches. It's his first 2 Pokemon on the Brick Break, one-shot to Simseer. Alright, Drayden. I have an Ice type move. Moving on. I love Monkey. Return the Monk, that's what this is all about, people. Alright, Rude sucks. And, well, Rude, he has a bunch of fighting Ice types. Yeah. Let's just say he's not very rude. Alright, most reliable gym leader in this game. He's off Marlin. My only fear was he's got Burn Me with Skull, but he didn't. And then Wailord eats a Brick Break, but he heals it. But it's to where he heal a 2-shot either way. The next up, Jellicent, I hit a Punishment, and 2 punishments take it out. Alright, still battle all the time with Hugh. Brick Break one-shots his enemy's Cryogonal. It was really a one-shot sweep for most of these enemies. The double battle was really more hard because Hugh couldn't attack because he had Superior. Alright, next up is another Rude fight. But I sweep him, since it's Rude and he doesn't know how to fight. He only uses Ice types. I don't know why you don't use Ice, but whatever. Alright, next up is Colress. I lead off with Monkey, but I get paralyzed because, it's Sturdy. And then I use Fire Punch, uses Volt Switch out to his Magnet Zone. Fire Punch almost kills it. Then he uses Explosion, leave me on red. And then next is Behemoth, taking out Energy Ball. Alright, I'm back at level 100 this time. I have a Cherry Berry. So when he paralyzes me, I eat the berry, then he heals. I was able to take it out as Magnet Zone, 2 Fire Punches. Next up is Magnet Zone, as I take it out with 1 Fire Punch. Next up is Behemoth, I use Punishment to one-shot it. Metang gets one-shot by Fire Punch, and last up is Clink Clang gets one-shot by Fire Punch. Alright, next up is the Getsis fight. 1 punishment takes out his Copper Greaves by getting mummied. Then I Brick Break his Electros, and this has a total one-shot him. Drapion gets one-shot by Brick Break as well. Hydreigon, one-shot by Brick Break, and Toxicroak got taken out by 2 Ice Punches. After he healed. Alright, final rival fight time with Hugh. I'll lead off with Monkey, and well, it was kind of a sweep. Ice Punched his Flying, I Brick Breaked everything else. Flying Grass, everything else. Alright, lead for member Caitlyn. I lead off a punishment, nearly one-shots Bushana, so I go for Fire Punch, then another Fire Punch to take it out since it did too much damage. Alright, this, I use Punch one-shot for Uniclus, Ice Punch one-shots for Sigalith, then last up is our Gothitelle, and Punishment 2 shots. And Punishment and Ice Punch 2 shots. I elixired up to get PP back for this fight, so I use Punishment on Cofagrigus, but the Liz has to do the Psychic. Then I hit it with 2 Fire Punch after she heals. Ice Punch takes down her thing in one shot, so I get Aftermath, and then I Ice Punch everything else. Alright, next up's Grimsley. Easy Elite 4, because all I did was Brick Break. Yeah, this Pokemon didn't stand a chance. It's kind of a massacre in a way. Like, I should be charged with a war crime. Alright, next up is Marshall. And, well, I taught the Mankey Acrobatics for, I got rid of Punch because I only needed it for those 2 Elite 4 members. I taught Acrobatics, and it tore through Marshall pretty easily. And last up's Champion Iris. Brick Break one-shots her Hydreigon, and then Ice Punch one-shots her I probably just Jogadon. Then Brick Break one-shots her Aggron. Everything goes down to one shot, basically. Besides Hacksaw, who lives, but she just kept spamming Dragon's Dance instead of... She probably could have killed me if she didn't stop spamming Dragon's, but whatever. Last up's her Lapras, gets one shot by Brick Break. Yeah, now I'm the champion with only a monk.